want to feed the probiotics with prebiotics. Now, prebiotics are different types of fibre that the probiotics munch on to multiply.
Hey, I'm Trav. Back in 2010, I got hit hard with chronic fatigue syndrome, only 6 months after starting my new personal training business. I've spent the last 8 years researching and experimenting with my body to help get back to my best and beyond. I'm now sharing my story and my strategies with you so you can get back to living the life you love.
Hey, Trav here, holistic health and lifestyle coach, helping you to make your comeback. I want to talk to you about how to increase your gut microbiome. Now, the reason you want to do this is the more diversity and content of good gut bacteria, the better your health is. So, the healthiest people from around the world, they've looked at tribal nations, different places, different people, different groups, and the ones who had the most diverse and large content of good bacteria seem to have the most vibrant health. That's what we're all looking for. So here are 5 ways that you can increase your gut microbiome. Number 1, look for alternatives to antibiotics. So you probably know antibiotics are going to eat the good probiotics as well as trying to kill off the bad ones. So as much as they are doing you some good, they are also doing you some harm at the same time. So if you do have to use antibiotics, that's fine. Just make sure you replenish the antibiotics or the gut bacteria with probiotics when you finish up that course. So if there are alternatives to using antibiotics, that might be something that is worthwhile you looking into. Now, there's no guarantees that the natural alternatives are going to work as well as antibiotics. Sometimes antibiotics are absolutely essential and will speed up the healing process, and they may be the only way to be able to get over whatever ailment you're dealing with. But you know what? There is plenty of different options out there these days. So if you can find something that is going to give you that little bit of an edge and allow your gut bacteria to keep building while you are recovering, then that could be a very important thing for you and your health. Number 2, eat probiotic-rich foods. So you could have cultured dairy. You might have, yogurts that have the good bacteria in them. I can't even remember what they're called. Kefir grains. You can have sauerkraut, pickles, different things like that. Now, when you're talking fermented vegetables, just be very careful that they are actually fermented and not just something that is stored in vinegar, because then that's not actual fermentation, that's preservation. But if you're missing out on the fermentation process, you're not going to get those probiotic rich things. So make sure you're reading your labels to see what's inside there. If sugar is one of the ingredients and vinegar isn't one of the ingredients, then you're probably on track to be looking at the right thing. Obviously, if you can get organic, great. If you can't get organic or it's too expensive, just get the best you can afford, and that should do you well. Number 3, take probiotic supplements. Obviously, you will have heard of this. Everybody seems to know about probiotics. There is argument whether you take them with foods or without foods. Just take them. All right. You could talk to your naturopath or health professional about when to take them, exactly what to take, because there are many different species of probiotics. All right. Some are really good. Some are not as good. And that's not necessarily in terms of, hey, this is the best one you can get, this is the worst one you can get. It's like, this one is better for you in this condition that you're dealing with, this one's better for you in this condition that you're dealing with, but this one might not be as good while you're dealing with this condition, but this one is actually the best one you can take if it's in this condition. Does that make sense? I hope so, because you can't tell me through the camera. But yes, there will be different strains to work on different things, so work with a naturopath or health professional to find out what is going to be the best strain for you and give you the most benefit to increasing that gut microbiome. Okay, number 4, you want to feed the probiotics with prebiotics. Now, prebiotics are different types of fibre that the probiotics munch on to multiply. Supposedly, there's some science behind that. I don't know if there's any probiotic mating that goes on or whatever, but hey, let's just leave that to the gut to figure out. But if you're eating foods like onion, leek, asparagus, bananas, apples, barley, oats, these are prebiotic rich foods that feed the probiotics, and the probiotics grow and multiply and increase, and the microbiome goes up, which is fantastic. All right, so something to look at adding into your diet if you are not eating some of those foods as yet. Or yes. Anyway, let's go on to number 5. Eat a broad range of fruits and vegetables. Many people only eat, say, less than 20 different foods over the course of their week. That's their average number of different foods they're eating, 20. Okay, that's not very diverse. There are so many different species of fruit, vegetable, plant matter out there, and we don't touch a fraction of them. We're stuck to our very small thing. But the thing is, by eating this diverse range of food, that feeds the probiotic. That feeds the probiotic. That feeds the probiotic. That feeds. And the increase in multiplying, it just goes up exponentially. So I recommend trying something new every week, even if it's just one new thing a week, to just like, all right, yep, I've never seen that one before. I'm going to try that, have a little bit of that. Oh, I'm going to try that one, have a little bit of that. I'm going to try that, have a little bit of that. All right? Doesn't take much to have a look through your supermarket and see something that you haven't eaten before. You go through the herbs and spices aisle, you might find something that's in there. You might find something in the fruit section. You might find a slightly different strain of a particular vegetable. You know, it might be the difference between eating, I don't know the difference between tomatoes, like the vine tomatoes and Roma tomatoes and some other, I don't know. But there's different types of bananas and there's different types of apples. All right, mix them up. Even if it's just getting one of those things, that is going to increase the diversity in your gut microbiome and increase your health that way, okay? Not even difficult to do. I mean, half the time we're looking for some sort of snack, something different, something to just satisfy a craving. I've no guarantee that it's going to work for you, but hey, it's worth trying. And, you know, one piece of fruit is really cheap. So, you know, one vegetable, not difficult. Don't really like the taste of it? Chop it up, throw it in with some other dish, like stir fry for instance, and you can mask the taste of it if need be. There are so many different ways that you can increase this diversity, okay? But these 5 ways are certainly going to help. It's really simple. If you can do this over the next few weeks, you will find that things start to change, right? You may not notice the difference on the outside, but the difference on the inside is certainly going to start making an impact. As this diversity increases, your overall health and vitality increases. Now just remember though, your body's not always going to take that increased health and push it towards energy production right away. It may be, well, I guess it is still using it as energy production, but it won't necessarily make it so it's, I guess, usable energy for you to go and run around and do something like that. Sometimes it's more important for it to be doing the healing process type stuff. Okay? So while you may not feel anything, something deeper might be going on and making a big difference for you that way. Alright? So get to work. Go and try something new. Get your probiotics. Take your prebiotics. Feed the little creatures. And get that gut microbiome up so you can get healthier and more energy a whole lot quicker. If you like this and you want more tips like this, you can grab your free cheat sheet from conquerchronicfatigue.com. The link is in the description. You will get answers to the most common questions that I have been asked on how to recover from chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. Now, this took me years to put together. Tons of research, over $150,000 spent in my own recovery and research courses, all sorts of things to find the answers to these questions. I'm going to give them to you for free because I want to help you get back to your best. So, go make your comeback and we'll talk again soon.